Hey, Skol Vikings faithful. What's up, Purple Pride? Imagine this. You're sipping your morning coffee, scrolling through Vikings news, and bam! Our boys are jetting off to Europe for a 2-week grind that'll test their horns like never before. 2 massive games, 2 epic countries, and roster shakes that could turn our offense into a juggernaut. Stick with me, because today's deep dive into the latest Vikings news is going to have you pumping your fist and yelling, "Skol!" from the rooftops. Who's ready to break it down like we're tailgating at US Bank Stadium? Our Vikings are packing their bags for the adventure of a lifetime. A grueling 2-week road trip across the pond that'll see us clash with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the heart of Dublin, Ireland, and then storm London, England, to battle the Cleveland Browns. This isn't just any trip. It's the NFL's bold push into Europe, with our Purple Warriors as the trailblazers in back-to-back international showdowns. Picture the emerald fields of Ireland turning gold under our helmets. Then the roar of a London crowd echoing like thunder at Wembley. But hold up, before we dive into those matchups, let's talk about why this timing is everything. With travel logistics that'd make a spy thriller jealous, the front office locked in 5 crucial roster moves to bulletproof the squad. What does that mean for our chances? Oh, it's massive, and I'm breaking it all down scene by scene. You with me, Vikings Nation? Drop a Skol in the comments if you're hyped. These moves aren't random. They're surgical strikes to shore up depth, especially at running back where Aaron Jones' hamstring tweak has us all holding our breath. He's out 4 games, folks, sidelined through the bye in Week 6, which means this Europe doubleheader is do or die without our explosive RB1. But that's where the genius shines. By adding firepower now, we're turning potential pitfalls into purple power plays. Imagine Carson Wentz slinging it to a reloaded receiving core while our backfield stays fresh overseas. It's not just smart, it's Skol-level swagger. And hey, if you've been sweating those injury reports like I have, breathe easy, we've got layers. But what's the biggest splash? Let's kick off with the return that's got offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell grinning ear to ear. Jordan Addison is back. Baby, after serving that gut-wrenching 3-game suspension stemming from his July 2024 DUI arrest, man, what a roller coaster that was. The league reinstated our dynamic WR2 on Monday, and he's straight to the active roster. This kid, our 2023 first-round firecracker, exploded for 133 catches, 1,786 yards, and 19 touchdowns over his first 2 seasons, proving he's not just Justin Jefferson's sidekick, he's a nightmare for defenses. With Addison suiting up, our passing attack jumps from solid to scorching. Think deep bombs over the Irish mist or sideline lasers in London's fog. The timing? Perfection. He's eligible right for Week 4's Dublin duel, meaning Wentz gets his full arsenal just as the stakes skyrocket. But it's not all glory. Suspensions like this remind us football's a contact sport on and off the field, and Addison's owned it, focusing on growth during his bench time. Vikings news reports he forfeited pay from those 3 starts. But the fire in his eyes during practice? Priceless. Pair him with a healthy Christian Darrisaw anchoring left tackle, after missing chunks of camp with his own tweaks, and Jalen Naylor, who's been a revelation with 7 grabs for 96 yards in the opener. Naylor's emergence kept us afloat, but now, it's a buffet of weapons that could feast on any secondary. What do you think, fans? Does this make us Europe's most dangerous offense? Hit the comments. I need your hot takes. And get this, Addison's return isn't just stats on a page. It's storybook redemption. Remember his rookie magic, those one-handed grabs that had us all leaping off couches? Now, with maturity forged in adversity, he's primed to remind the world why we drafted him 7th overall. As we board that plane, expect highlight reels from Dublin practices leaking out, Addison torching corners like it's OTAs. This move sets the tone. Resilient, reloaded, ready to roar. But to make room for our prodigal son, the Vikings had to trim the edges. Who's out and why does it sting a little? Buckle up. The roster ripple effects are next. To clear that precious spot for Addison, we waved goodbye to wideout Tim Jones. Ouch, right? Jones, who inked a deal this offseason, logged 25 special team snaps and 6 offensive touches across our first 2 games, hustling like the underdog he is. But here's the silver lining. with rookie third-rounder Ty Felton bursting onto the scene as our new punt gunner ace. Jones' niche role faded fast. Felton's got that raw speed and tackling grit. Think of him as the fresh legs we need for those overseas kick battles, where jet lag hits hardest. Vikings news insiders are buzzing Hill slide right onto the practice squad, keeping his Purple Heart in the fold without clogging the 53-man depth chart. This release isn't cold. It's calculated chess. Jones brought veteran savvy from his Jaguars days, 17 career grabs for 154 yards, but in a receiver room stacked with Jefferson, Addison, Naylor, and even the Thielen reunion, tough calls rule the day. Imagine the special teams huddle now. Felton's explosive gunner runs flipping field position in Dublin's Croke Park, where the pitch is tighter than a nickel defense. It's evolution, Viking style, honoring the grinders while elevating the stars. Does this hurt your heart a bit? Or are you all in on youth movement? Tell me below. Let's debate if Felton's the next hidden gem. Yet, in true Minnesota fashion, we're not just subtracting, we're strategizing for the long haul. This move frees up bandwidth for Addison's immediate impact, ensuring our offense doesn't skip a beat amid the transatlantic trek. Picture it, Jones mentoring from the sidelines via Zoom calls, his experience a quiet force multiplier. Roster management at its finest, turning potential chaos into controlled dominance. But wait, the practice squad carousel is spinning faster than a Wentz scramble. Who's jumping on and how does it beef up our backfield? The depth chart's about to get deliciously crowded. Shifting gears to the practice squad shuffle, we said farewell to wide receiver Lucky Jackson. Man, that one tugs at the heartstrings for us diehards. Jackson was your classic fan-favorite underdog, a 3-year Viking who flashed WR4 potential with his sure hands and route polish. But a brutal string of drops last season? It cooled the hype, paving the way for that savvy trade hauling Adam Thielen back into the purple fold. At 28, Jackson's got miles left, but timing's everything. Vikings news pegs this as a mutual parting, with him eyeing spots elsewhere while we prioritize youth and proven vets. Remember those electric preseason sparks? Jackson's emergence felt like destiny, but football's ruthless. Those drops cost us in crunch time, and Thielen's grizzled wisdom has already paid dividends with 3 catches in limited action. It's bittersweet, like trading a prospect for a rental car on a cross-country drive, necessary for the journey ahead. Now, with Addison reclaiming his throne, our WR depth breathes easier, freeing Jackson to chase his bag without the purple pressure. Fans, were you rooting for one more shot, or is this the right reset? Spill it in the comments. Your voice keeps this Vikings family tight. This exit underscores our rebuild's edge, blending nostalgia with necessity. Jackson leaves as a solid soldier, over 50 snaps in key games, but the league's a young man's game, and at 28, he's hitting that pivot point. As we prep for Europe's spotlight, his story fuels our fire. Every Viking contributes, win or wave. But don't cry yet, the backfield reinforcements are rolling and hot, addressing that Aaron Jones void with serious college pedigree. Who's joining the fray? And why does it scream playoff push? Enter running back Xavier Valladay, earning his stripes on the practice squad after a gritty showing in our preseason finale against the Tennessee Titans. Talk about earning your ticket punch. Valladay's burst through the line had scouts nodding, and with Jones sidelined for those critical 4 games, including our entire Europe saga, depth isn't a luxury. It's survival. This undrafted gem from Wyoming brings that north-south hammer, perfect for grinding out yards on jet-lagged legs. Vikings news highlights how his Titan tussle showcased vision and power, making him the exact insurance we crave behind Ty Chandler and whoever steps up as RB1. Jones' hamstring hit us like a blindside blitz, only 46 yards on 13 carries through week 2. But that 27-yard TD grab against the Bears? Electric reminder of his dual-threat magic. Without him, Valladay's role swells. Think third down spells in London, where the turf's slick and defense is fresher. He's not just depth. He's a spark plug, ready to ignite if Chandler falters. At 24, he's got that hungry edge, rushing for over 1,000 yards in college, and could force his way onto game day calls. What say you, Skol Squad? Is Valladay our sleeper hero, or just a bandage? Your predictions fuel the fire. Drop 'em now. Valladay's addition isn't solo. It's part of a backfield blueprint turning vulnerability into versatility. With Cam Akers already anchoring the practice squad, we're stacking four tails deep, active and reserves, ensuring no fade on foreign soil. This kid's preseason pop? Pure purple potential, blending speed 4.540 vibes, with pass pro smarts that kept QBs upright in Wyoming. As we eye Dublin's dawn kickoff, his reps could mean the difference in a close one. But hold the phone, one more RB signee's crashing the party, and his resume? Straight fire from the SEC. Cue Corey Kiner, the undrafted rookie sensation signing to the practice squad after a preseason stint with the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome to the North, brother. This Cincinnati to LSU transfer balled out with 2,562 college rushing yards, averaging 5.8 per carry and flashing that elusive wiggle that screams, change of pace back. Vikings news is all over it. Post-2025 draft, he was Kyle Shanahan's camp darling, but now he's ours, adding southpaw spin moves and receiving chops to a room starving for options with Jones healing up. Imagine him spelling Chandler in London's second half, flipping momentum like a coin toss. Kiner's journey? Underdog poetry, walk-on at Cincy, SEC stud at LSU, now chasing rings in Minnesota. His 49ers tape showed third-down wizardry, snagging passes out of the backfield like a poor man's Christian McCaffrey. At 22, he's raw but electric, with 300-plus receiving yards in college to boot. This signing screams foresight. For backs deep means no panic if Akers or Valladay heats up. Fans, does Kiner's pedigree get your blood pumping? Or are you Team Chandler all the way? Comment your RB rankings. Let's build that ultimate depth chart together. Kiner rounds out our backfield bolster like the cherry on a hot dish sundae. Versatile, vetted, and viciously talented. Pair his SEC polish with Valladay's grit, Akers' experience, and Chandler's every-down reliability, and we've got a rotation that could wear down the Steelers' steel curtain. Stats don't lie. Jones' absence leaves a 1,138-yard hole from last year. But this quartet? Over 5,000 combined college rushes, ready to fill it. As the plane engines hum, this depth turns travel woes into triumph tales. But with spots maxed, assuming Jones hits IR practice squad, what's next for our overseas odyssey? Now, let's zoom out to the main event. That electric Week 4 clash in Dublin against the Pittsburgh Steelers at historic Croke Park. NFL's first ever regular season game on Irish soil. September 28th, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time kickoff, under those dramatic skies where Gaelic ghosts cheer alongside purple hordes. The Steelers, with Mike Tomlin's iron-fisted D allowing just 20.4 points per game last year, are no joke. 8th in the league against the run, and now packing Aaron Rodgers' wizardry on a one-year vet minimum deal. But us? With Addison unlocked and Darisaw stonewalling edges, we're built to exploit their secondary woes. Croke Park's magic? It's the Gaelic Athletic Association's crown jewel, seating 82,000 with a pitch primed for our power game. Think Brian Flores scheming exotic blitzes off the sidelines. Vikings news teases fan zones with Irish stew and Skol chants blending into pub anthems. Tickets are flying faster than a Jefferson jet sweep. Historically, we own Pitt, split 10-10 all-time, but that 34-27 Wembley thriller in 2013? Adrian Peterson's 155-yard masterclass. Now, with Wentz's arm sinking Addison's wheels, expect history to rhyme. Who's your X factor here, Justin JJ? Hit comments. Your call could be prophetic. This Dublin duel isn't just football. It's cultural conquest. The Rooney family's Irish roots add poetic fire. Steelers as the home side. But will invade like Vikings of old. Axes high. Metaphorically, of course. Preps intense. Jet lag simulations in Egan, with O'Connell drilling 2-minute drills for that early morning fog. Rodgers versus our revamped secondary? Sparks fly, but Flores' scheme, top 10 in sacks last year, could feast. As Europe's eyes lock on, one question burns. Can we start 1-0 abroad and silence the doubters? Your energy in the replies will carry us across the Atlantic, Skol, Ireland. Fresh off Dublin's dust-up, we hop the Irish Sea for Week 5's London rematch with the Cleveland Browns at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. October 5th. Another 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time thriller on NFL Network. This purpose-built beast, hosting 62,000 with that killer sightlines, feels like home turf. Remember our 33-16 demolition of these same Browns in 2017 at Twickenham? We lead the series 12-5, including playoffs, and with their D-ranked mid-pack last year, our reloaded rush attack could carve them up. But Browns bring heat. That front seven's no slouch, and Deshaun Watson's arm tests our DBs like a gauntlet. Tottenham's vibe? Electric. Tailgates with fish and chips, purple flags waving beside the Thames. Vikings news drops that it's our 6th international regular seasoner, tying Buffalo for most outside Jags and Finns. With less momentum from Dublin, we'll roll in rested-ish. Darisaw pancaking edges while Kiner or Valaday spells on special teams. Browns hosted last abroad in 17, losing big karma? Absolutely. But revenge burns hot. Expect a track meet if Addison connects deep. Fans, London or bust. Which play calls your blood? Share below. We're scripting this win together. London's call isn't mere matchup. It's mastery of the moment. Back-to-back abroad? Uncharted purple territory, but Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's roster tweaks scream adaptability. 4 RBs deep for rotation freshness. WR's primed for Watson's blitzes. Stats whisper sweet. Browns coughed up 24.8 points per game last. Ripe for Flores aggression. Imagine the halftime show blending Oasis riffs with Sweet Caroline. Then third-quarter fury. As clocks tick to kickoff, ponder this. 2 fair triumphs could catapult us to 5-0. Your pre-game rituals in comments? Fuel for the fire. Skol across the pond. Phew, what a whirlwind. 5 moves that morph our Vikings from road-weary to world beaters. All teed up for Europe's grand stage. From Addison's triumphant return to Kiner's hidden gems, we've fortified for the fight, turning travel trials into trophy teases. This squad's resilient, reloaded, and roaring. Vikings news confirms it's our deepest depth in years. But hey, that's the beauty. Every tweak builds the beast. What's your bold prediction for Dublin, Addison 2 TDs? Spill it, your insight sharpens our edge. As we wrap this purple pulse pounder, remember, football's family, and you're the heartbeat. These roster ripples, they're our rally cry, prepping purple princes for international immortality. We've laughed at the logistics, marveled at the matchups, and now, eyes on the prize, Super Bowl dreams starting in Shamrock Shadows. Grateful for you, the truest fans. Without your passion, it's just grass and helmets. All right, Skol Squad. Don't ghost me now. Smash that like if Addison's return has you amped. Drop your Europe score preds in comments. Steelers by how many? Nah, we got this. Subscribe for daily Vikings news drops to never miss a beat. And share this with your fellow horned helmet heads. Let's flood the feeds. Together, we're unstoppable. Until next time, keep the faith purple and gold. Skol Vikings.